I had to add us again. What the hell? Okay.
Oh God.
I had to add us again. What the hell? Okay. I think we're good now.
Yeah.
Holy cow. It's just different. There's different buttons to click on this. Okay, folks, I ran out, as you probably already know, I ran out of minutes on StreamYard, so Tom told me about this EvMux. EvMux.
Actually, it's pronounced Evie Mux.
EvMux.
Evie Mux.
EVMUX.
Um.
It's good there's an F instead of the M.
Yeah. You can. Now this has a. You probably saw it. This has unlimited streaming. So on the free one.
This
So
has
you Evie Mux has unlimited streaming. You don't have a limitation on it like StreamYard does.
StreamYard. Well, maybe we should just do EvMux instead of StreamYard from here on out. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, since you're streaming so much, and you're not worried about the powered by EV Mux up at the top and whatnot. I once you get the hang of it, I just keep using EV Mux.
Yeah. Is there a way for me to highlight comments here?
Yeah, look over on the left-hand side of the screen. You'll see chat, which is our local chat, and then you'll see social.
Oh, I just did it. Never mind.
Oh, there. Oh, you highlighted that. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. One of the bummers about it, and I talked to the development team yesterday. I said you need to have where everybody can see the chat, the YouTube chat within EV Mux. And they said they were working on it. Because I said StreamYard's already has that.
So yeah. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the TNT show. Or as I learned this morning, it's the Todd and Asshole show.
Hey.
He fully admitted it this morning. You said you don't realize how much of an asshole I can be. And then he went on to prove it to me. Getting on people trying to tow off his truck and getting on people trying to fix the street and people trying to. Tom knows how to move mountains with his mind, I think.
I just call people. I'm not afraid to call people.
On the screen is really small. The one I'm looking at.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we discussed that too.
Can you make that bigger or no?
I couldn't figure out how to do it.
Oh, so there is a way, but you and I are just not technically proficient.
I don't know whether there is or not because you have so much going on in the background. I mean, you can do so much. It's more like an OBS screen than it is a StreamYard screen.
I mean, there's a big old square over here called dynamic scene.
The dynamic scene is what we're looking at now.
Can I make that smaller? Yeah, I made it a little smaller. How about the chat? Can I make it smaller? A little bit, but not much.
That's right. Sarcastic.
Totally got rid of it. Wait, let's see.
Good morning, Hank.
You can't get rid of that little sidebar that says dynamic scene.
No, because when you get fancy with it, you can start creating different scenes and just click on them. make it do all kinds of pretty stuff. Good morning, Lag. Good morning, Bone Crack. Good morning, Reds. Good morning, Diane. Good morning, Cindy. You only get one good morning, Lag. Good morning, Hank.
Yeah.
Good morning, Sarcastic. You only have a one good morning limit.
Yeah, I put the link in. I put the YouTube up about just a little after 5 this morning, and Lag just boom, he came out. You must get up early, Lag.
Where does he live at? Where do you live at, Lag? What state? Or are you like in Europe?
I want to say he's like West Virginia or something.
Oh, well, he had to get.
I don't know what.
He had to get up and see about the status of his farm out there. You know,
In PA, Potty area. He lives in PA, up there by Maggie.
Well, you know, Todd, PA is kind of wide. He could be on the other side of the state, which takes a day to drive.
Is it wide? Oh, so I got a $600 offer for the Cutco knife set.
Dang, Todd.
I paid $215 for it, but I see it sell for up to $800. So I'm like, I don't know. I countered with $750. We'll see what they do.
Kick Cindy out. She said, just made chocolate chip pancakes.
Dang. I used to be able to eat like that, but back in the day, I ran 6 miles a day.
I'm so hungry now, I can't stand it, but I can't eat till about 3 in the afternoon.
Remember my college food service?
Yeah.
Going in there, and most of the time their food just sucked. They made horrible casseroles and nasty vegetable things, and they could destroy a meatloaf. But in the mornings they had like a breakfast, and they had a donut machine, and you dip your own toppings and stuff on there. And I mean, you can't ruin eggs, so the eggs are okay, and you can't ruin.
Oh, yes, you can.
Well, if you get them out of a package, I mean, out of a powdered eggs or something.
I don't like runny eggs.
I remember that MASH show where Hawkeye was trying to teach the cook how to make French toast, and Hawkeye would give him an ingredient, and the guy would go over to a big old bag of powder and just dump it in this big pot. And he said, eggs. And then Hawkeye would say, well, you got to have flour. So the guy went over and got a big old bag of flour and dumped flour in. Then you got to have blueberries. The guy went over to a bag of powder and dumped it in. They're blueberries.
Have you ever seen the movie Up Periscope with Kelsey Grammer? It's where they're challenged to do some naval things with an old like World War II diesel submarine.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, there's a part in it where the guy is the cook is making eggs, and the XO comes down there and he says, dumbass, what are you doing? He said, these expired in 1943. You know, it's a big old can of instant eggs.
Yeah,
This This is expired in 1943. And he was making them up.
Probably still good. But yeah, I think I did see that movie, but it's been so long ago, I don't remember a single thing about it.
Hey, Mr. Sadie. You know, that was the thing. That's the thing about going on cruises. You can get up and have breakfast on. You can go when you're at days at sea. You can go have breakfast in the dining room and get things you don't normally eat. Like I had salmon and eggs one morning, and then you go up and have second breakfast on the in the buffet.
Yeah, I like the dining room.
Yeah,
We eat every dinner at the dining room. That's the lady. Can I get another shrimp cocktail? She said, yes, why not? She brought me 2 more. I said,
yeah.
how many could I have? And she brought 2 more. And I was like, oh my gosh.
We when we went on the cruise with the boys, they were all teenagers. They were saying, well, I'd like to have, when we were talking about hors d'oeuvres, they were like, I'd like to have these. And but I'd also like to try this. And the waiter said, well, I'll bring you one of both. So I think he brought each one of my, well, like the twins, each one of them like 3 different types of starters, you know, that type of thing. They're not cheapo about their food, you know.
You finished 10th? Good grief. Sadie.
Dang, Mr. Sadie. Now, is that 1 that's 1 a.m. your time? So in real time, it'd be like, what, 2 a.m. here?
Wow. And you only got 175. Dang. For 10th.
Dang.
Should have been more than, I mean, that's great. God,
Mr. Sadie, you're gonna have
we
to
were
do better
playing
than
last
that.
night, and I got knocked out pretty early. I didn't even make the money, but Sadie he said, I got to go to Home Depot. I'm gonna just I'm gonna play real aggressive, and he was almost like, I'm gonna try to lose. But then he started a string of wins that you wouldn't believe. Just one after the other, just bam, bam, bam. And he had 20,000 in chips, and he went up to like $180,000 in chips in about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Yeah.
Mr. Sadie, $175 is not going to keep all that covey of granddaughters you got and keep them up. You'll have to do better than that.
Oh gosh, if he'd gotten one more place higher, he would have gone from $175 win to 246. And then the top prize winner first place got like 3,500.
Wow.
So Sadie was only, you had to be top 8 to make the final table, I guess. First place was $2,700. Dang.
Good morning, Carol.
That's about your highest finish, isn't it, in one of these tournaments? God, so I swear, sometimes Sadie plays and it's like watching the luck of the Irish. Because I would play the same type of hand and I would just lose. I mean, I had some good hands last night, but I got knocked out early.
Good morning, Glock.
Oh, yeah. That's That's right.
Dang, he had fifth a month ago for $1,458.
Yeah. He must have taken that out because he said his account was getting low last night. He must have done a withdrawal.
Do y'all just let it run? I mean, just keep leaving it when they pay out. You just leave it in the account for.
Well, I do because
You don't get big wins.
I pretty much play out all my winnings. Or I have been. I mean, I would like to cash out eventually some, but I have yet to on that site.
Yeah,
I got my account up to like $160 one time, but then I wound up playing it all down. He withdrew 1,000 and was queen for a day. Probably went to Home Depot and bought another tool.
Either that or he had to. Them granddaughters got wind of he had a little cash flow increase, and Grandpa,
Yep.
how about give me some pocket money? My oldest brother's got a bunch of grandkids, and he's like always giving them, which they're little. They're let's see, his oldest one is 11. His youngest one is not a year old yet. But anyway, the older ones, he's always giving them a 20 or a 50 and stuff like that. And his daughter's like, you never gave us, we didn't get an allowance. We had to beg, borrow, and steal to get money. And they just walk up and say, Grandpa, can I have $20? And he don't even ask them why. He just gives it to them. and I told him, I said, dude, Diana's going to want it all. When you die, she's going to want everything to catch up for all the money you didn't give her. But I guess that's the goal. I mean, good thing about being a grandma, you can just spoil them and send them home.
Yep. Yep.
When Mr. said he retires in another 20 years, he'll become a professional online card player.
Yeah, he's talked about wanting to go to the World Series of Poker in Vegas sometime.
That's some big bucks to buy into that one, isn't it?
Well, there's smaller tournaments that have like $1,500 entries and such, but
$1,500. Do you know what you can do with $1,500?
I know, but yeah, the main show, the World Series of Poker main event, is $10,000 buy-in.
Yeah, like it is. Nowadays, it's Grandpa, can I have a hundo?
Mm-hmm.
Carol wants to know how listing is going.
Oh, real good. I made one listing yesterday and it sold.
Y'all don't know, but Todd posted in a Facebook group chat. He's like, I listed 10 today. I am wasted. I've got to go to bed taking that. And Bridget's like, well, put on your 90 before you do, because she's on like number 95 for the day.
No.
Tara's like, 75, 80.
Yeah, like just make deposits to their account. They don't like money. My boys will still take money from me.
Yeah, my mom's not hurting. I'll just say that. And every once in a while, we'll go down there and she'll walk up to me and my brothers and stick 100 in our shirt pocket. I'm like, Mom, I don't need your money. Well, take Roberta out to eat. Where we eat at, the $100 would go a long way for two people. Yeah, Todd last night, Todd was complaining about some buyers he had. And I said, Todd, you must love the thrill of buying and selling to put up with the people that's always trying some BS with you. I guess it's what you can do when you have a lot of money. And Todd came back and said, I wish I had as much money as you people think I have.
Yeah, I'm basically trying to hang on. This fixed income sucks.
Todd, you know all you got to do is walk out back and turn that oil well on for a few hours.
Yeah.
Because everybody in Texas has an oil well in their backyard.
That's right.
Yeah, Todd's boys are good saying when mom and dad are gone, our ship's going to come in. It's going to be laden with gold coins.
That's right, Mr. Sadie. I'm just hanging on here by my fingernails. No, wasn't that much lag. But yeah, it's my other accounts that are getting a pinch put on them. I got a bunch of money sitting on the sidelines now in cash, and it's just going down to 8.5% a year.
Good morning, James. Todd doesn't.
There you go, James.
Todd doesn't deal in Troy ounces and pounds. He deals in Troy tons.
No. Don't buy stocks right now. Why not? They've been going up. Speaking of stock market, it's fixing to open. Yesterday was really flat. Didn't go up or down.
Yeah.
Supposed to go up some today. But look at that. The last 3 months, it's gone up. Boom. And just about the time I pulled my money out of it, it went up.
Well, it's not over with yet.
6 month chart is down pretty hard still. But look how much it's gone up the last 5-6 weeks. Should have left it alone, I guess. I don't know. I'm the worst investor in the world. Oh, mining stocks is the thing. I don't see how miners do it because they keep the price of gold and silver suppressed. They can't even afford the diesel fuel to go in and mine it.
Well, you know, that's like I used to watch that gold mining show on A&E.
Just do the opposite of your gut.
I those guys were talking. You know, they would be making a big deal out of, oh, they cleared $1 million. People don't realize that those bastards have been running diesel equipment 24 hours a day for like 2 months. They were burning through a lot of diesel fuel and thusly a lot of money that, you know, they didn't make a lot of money off of all that effort they made. Hopefully they make a bunch of money off of the merch and the stuff off the show. But, you know, time they got all that overhead and the diesel fuel and replacing equipment and flying parts in from God only knows why, because they don't have any parts in Alaska. I'd really like to see the bottom line, what their rate of return was. It couldn't be much based on the numbers they show on the show. You know, they might say they only got 1 million of gold, but they've got 10 million in gold, really. But, you know, based on the numbers they show on the show, that's a lot of hard daggum work.
Yeah, and one of the harshest climates on Earth. Yep.
Yeah. I think it was the first season they were going to mine a little bit longer into the season. That they woke up and everything was covered in snow and ice.
Yep. They got those first season guys back, the Hoffmans. They came back last season.
Yeah. Did you watch any of it?
Yeah, I pretty much watch all of them.
How was it with the Hoffmans back? Was it the same old BS, or have they grown up some?
They did okay. They made a little bit of money, and it looks like they've got a ton of new ground to mine. That's been one of the themes in that show, is they're always looking for new ground to mine, because they mine out one place, they got to move.
But, you know, I don't know whether he's still on there or not, but the Viking, I think they called him, the guy that had the mining boats.
Yeah.
That was a pretty slick rig right there, all self-contained. Matter of fact, jump into a reselling fact here. I bought like 2,000 postcards from somewhere, and I was going through them, and I found a couple of postcards from Alaska that had those mining rigs on it, the boats, and I listed them on eBay, and those things sold for about $15 a pop. And I don't know whether they were repops or, you know, were original ones, because it didn't say, and they hadn't been postmarked or anything like that. But I put in the listing the type of mining operation as seen on Gold Rush, and I guess people were looking for Gold Rush stuff. But anyway, they sold probably within 24 hours. They were both sold and shipped.
And we're green this morning.
Cool.
Let's see what the only stock I kept is doing. Amazon. Yeah, it's up 53 cents. So far, so good.
Those million shares you have is what now, worth 530,000 more.
Oh my God. You're so full of BS. So is Sadie. Everybody I know named Todd is Reach.
Good morning, John.
I just wish I was Reach.
We actually have a gold mine. probably about an hour away from us south into South Carolina. But it's a big operation there. But just little fun facts here. Did you know that the Carolina gold rush turned out more gold than the California did?
Huh. Did not know that.
Yeah, we still have gold mines. I mean, they're abandoned. Matter of fact, there was an article in the paper about this guy that bought down in York County, he bought a gold mine, and all he was doing was going through the tailings. And he said, he didn't say how much he made, but he said he's found a good bit of gold. Because the machinery that he was using is a lot finer than what they were using back then.
Sure.
But that's all he does is he's got a backhoe and he goes and gets a bucket full of tailings. And for those that don't know, tailings are what comes out of, that's the leftovers after it goes through a gold processing mining system.
How do you determine if you're rich?
Well, the governor of Texas is called the governor of Texas is called Todd a couple of times in the last couple of years saying, Todd, can you write us like a 90-day loan with some money?
Shut up. No, I think, Mark, if I'm rich enough to where if my house burnt down, I would just build another one and not pay insurance. If I didn't have like homeowners insurance, maybe just carry liability in case somebody got on my property and got hurt or something. But to be rich enough not to have to buy insurance for your house, I think at that point you're rich. Just say, no, I don't need your insurance. I'll self-insure myself. The same with health insurance. How much do I pay every month for health insurance? Just for me. Medicare takes what, 140, and then the gap plan takes the two gap plans take another 140. So I spend like $280 just on my old ass to have health insurance. $280 a month.
I'm gonna tell you,
if I get rich enough, if I need a heart transplant, I'll just go out and buy me one. I think at that point you're rich. If you can self-insure yourself.
Yeah, James. Rich is being comfortable enough for you don't have to worry about where you live or what you eat. I think that's it. Dang, $1,400 a month. I think
Well, is that for a family or just you, Lag? You can get individual health insurance for less than that, I know. I'm just talking about me. And my wife's got another. She pays it about the same price I do for hers.
But
yeah, family.
When you retired from the state, did you get to carry your state insurance with you? Because you retired before you turned 65, didn't you? Todd?
Yeah, a little bit.
Did you but were you able to take your insurance with you?
I just went right on the Texas State Teacher Retirement Health Insurance Plan.
Oh, okay.
Until I started Medicare a year and a half ago.
It's just incredible what this crap costs.
Yeah. I mean, just think if you just took all the money you spent on insurance and invested it wisely, eventually you could just get to the point where you don't need insurance. If your house burnt down, you just build a new one. If you need a medical procedure done, you just go get it done and pay the doctor,
I think it's a person's personal perspective of what rich is, because there is a couple that lives near my brother, and they're an older couple. They're Todd's age, and they have a nice little 2-bedroom cabin down there in the country. They have like 40 acres, 2-bedroom cabin, really nice cabin. And they have a couple of late model cars.
Harry Humstone in the house. Hi, Harry.
They're of course they're retired. They just live a really nice lifestyle off of their Social Security and the extra little money that they bring in. But he said, I'm not worried about anything. Our house, our land's paid for, our cars are paid for. We're both in good health, but they do carry the Social Security and whatnot, and the supplement to it. But he said, I don't. He said, I just don't. I'm not interested in driving a Rolls or, things like that. We just live a nice life and we go where we want to, and they will. They went out west for like a month, and he was going to go elk hunting, and she was just going to sit around and relax. So I think it's what you think, how much it takes to retire is based on what a person wants out of life. So there's my little thought of the day, if that made sense at all. Yeah, but $1 million.
There's the link if anybody else wants to come in and chat up 2 old geezers.
Yeah, 1 million. It doesn't take much to get 1 million these days. Let's just don't go on the politics train today. But it's
1 million.
I've been watching this thing. It's over on the BYU TV channel, which is, I guess, what's it, Brigham Young. And there's a show called I just forgot what the name of it was. Something Flats. And it's set during the 60s in Colorado. And just, looking, because I was alive in the 60s and I was of some age, I have memories of the 60s. Things that the kids did on this show was, things that I remember, and how, nobody had a phone with them. If you wanted to make a call, you had to go find a telephone and dial it up and all that kind of stuff. And, people just didn't seem to be all of that about other people. Unless you're an old lady or an old man and was in everybody's business, you didn't just keep up with what everybody was doing. Which I guess social media has just been a downfall for the human race. Yet, no lag. No, I was born in 57. Thank you very much. And I am 65 this year.
So that's a good question, James. When do you retire? Well, I've retired, but I've continued to do something on the side ever since I retired. I never fully quit working. Yeah, I don't work hard at eBay. A lot of people wouldn't call what I do work, but I make more money selling stuff on eBay than somebody makes at a full-time career at McDonald's.
Sarcastic. I like storage units too. Yeah, you know, it's.
I make more money than a 5-year tenured person working at Home Depot, just selling as little as I do. In fact, Social Security cut back my payments because I make too much money. Thanks, Social Security. Piles of crap.
I tell my, you know, I think retirement is when you can really afford to just do what the hell you want to. And I'm not talking about just not doing anything except going playing poker all the time or going playing golf or fishing or whatnot. I'm talking about you don't have to worry about putting up with a daggum high stress job, dealing with bad customers, which means that you don't want to get involved in eBay. But you know, you can keep on going. You can keep on working like Todd's done and enjoy.
Now, Mark there.
Do what?
Mark there's Sarcastic Storage Stacker Mark. He works a lot harder than I do. He buys storage units.
Oh, that's a damn hellacious job right there.
No, he loves it. He watches
I know that,
videos,
but
man.
I mean, I do too, but it's a lot of work, especially when you have to lug out those 50-pound grocery bags full of unpaid bills and stuff like that.
Yeah, mattresses and was it when you open one of those refrigerators that is stored in a storage unit and it still had food in it? Oh my God!
I've never had that happen to me, but you know what? I always like take a deep breath before I open those doors up. Because you don't know whether you're going to find old food or a dead body.
Yeah, Harry, I got a band director friend that he finally retired after 38 years of teaching, but he's gone back every year and taught part-time. So I'm like, why do you need to do that now? But he says, well, we kind of need the money for this and this.
Yeah, Mark. That's true.
Where do you work, Harry? What's your full-time job? Yep. Yeah, one of Mark's recent videos, he just went in and bought $20,000 worth of gold. Krugerrands.
Cool.
Of course, you don't see behind the scenes where he takes it right back in and resells it back to them. I just kidding, Mark.
Yeah, Mr. Sadie, there's a lady that lives down the street. She's 83 and she teaches piano lessons. And during the summer months, she cuts way back on them because she likes to travel and see her kids and whatnot. But during the winter months, during the school year, from like 3:30 to 9 o'clock at night, Monday through Thursday, she's got classes every night. And then on the weekends, she goes and teaches, and I quote, old folks, unquote, at the retirement centers. But that's kind of, I mean, that's one of those low overhead type deals. You're using everything you already got. You know, it's not like you're going to have to go out and buy a truck to haul everything out of a storage unit. Because God knows if you don't buy the right truck, Tara will be busting you chops about that. Hey, Pamela.
We got here.
How you doing?
Hey, Pamela.
Is that Harry?
That's
Hi,
Harry. Can you hear me?
How you doing?
Yeah, how you doing?
Does it sound okay? I've never used this.
That's Harry.
All right.
Oh, you're perfect. You're perfect.
All right. Let me try that. How's that?
Oh yeah. We were getting some feedback. Now you're good.
Okay. I clicked off the one thing. I didn't want to put it in text. I'm a maintenance guy at the hospital. I'm the med gas. I work
You're
on
the one who
medical
pushes
gas.
the broom down the hallway?
Nah, I don't do the
No,
broom.
I'm teasing. No, I'm kidding.
Though I have, but I'm medical gas. All that stuff on the wall, I fix that, and patient lifts that lift you in the air, and plus there's a
What? Did I just get kicked out? Did he just crash? Can y'all still see me? I didn't do nothing. I swear. I swear. Todd? Todd, if you're watching this, just log back in. Lord have mercy. No, StreamYard, which is an excellent product, don't get me wrong, but their free version, which is what most people use, has a limit of, I think it's 20 hours a month that you can stream for free. And of hours. Todd, are you back?
Oh, okay. Here we go. Sorry.
What did you do,
All right.
Todd?
Oh, I'm just jacking with stuff. I'm not used to this platform. Yeah, Harry, sorry about that.
it's all good.
I'm cheap, so I don't want to buy it. You know, I've been doing our live shows on StreamYard.
Yep.
And but then I reached the maximum 20 hours a month on their free StreamYard. So I'm trying. Tom told me about this site called what's it called? EV Mux.
Yeah.
EV Mux. And so we're doing the live stream on it this morning. The first time I've done it on EV Mux, so I'm just lost. Sorry about that. Anyway, it's good to have you, Harry.
Yeah, you said in the chat, come on sometime, and this is a good chance because usually I'm working when you're on. I'm walking to another part of the hospital, and I peek in at your live and say, "How you doing?"
Yeah.
So here's a chance for me to jump on, and
Well, you must really like your job to just keep doing it instead of retiring.
well, it pays a lot of money. I'm only 59, so I've got either 6 years or 3 years left.
Yeah.
The part-time reselling is just a gig on the side because it's just easy way to make money. I just got to figure out that now this year you really got to watch what you're doing because you're going to be taxed on everything. So I got to see how much I pay in and then what I want to do for next year when January hits again. Because it fouls up things if I make a little bit too much and I don't get these college credits for my one child that's still going to college. And you You got to see what the game is, how you're going to move your money around.
Oh, you are young. You still got a kid in college.
I got one in high school. One.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm an old dad. I'm an antique dad. Now there's a 15-year-old, and then there's a 21 and 22. So.
Wow. Yeah, you won't be able to retire. Sorry, I shouldn't have suggested it.
I'm retired. I'm all right.
You got to keep working until you're dead.
Yeah, probably. My dad worked till he was 80. He didn't set himself up properly, so. I mean,
Mr. Sadie's still working. He's in his 50-somethings.
Mr. Sadie's just greedy.
Well, the thing is, a lot of guys that retire in their 50s, they had some kind of deal where they were a union or they had a pension. So if it was like the plumbers and all the guys that are in the unions in my area, they don't get any vacation. So time they retire at 55 or 60, more than likely 55, they came out. They did their years. But they're old. They didn't get to enjoy. I get 6 weeks vacation, 7 weeks vacation. So, and that's why I took the job I have, because I get a lot of vacation. I want vacation. It's important.
So you work for like a hospital authority or something of that sort?
It's a hospital. Yeah, it's the biggest one in Delaware. So it's buying up. All these hospitals are now buying up all the small ones. So that's the next big corporate bullshit they're going to stick up our you know what. So because there's only ours is in 3 states now, and they're still buying, but they complain they lose money every year, and they're full of crap. So
we have
it's a tax write-off for them.
Could be.
Texas Val.
We have Atrium here, and they're buying up other hotels, other hospitals all over the place too. So
that's the newest thing.
I have a son that works there. He's a lab scientist out of their big lab, and I told him, I said, dude, unless you screw up big time or start some bullshit, you've got a job for the rest of your life.
Well, that sounds like that's a good job. He went to college for that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
The scientist, the PhD, I mean, he's probably making good money. I don't consider those guys rich. If you show up to work and you work, you're not rich. You make $400 grand. You're not rich. You got better things than other people, but you're not rich. Rich is the dude that owns, Amazon stuff. They're the rich. The guys that are making $300,000-$400,000, don't go slaughtering them with taxes. And we're the ones that are getting hit. Now, I'm not making $400 grand either, but we're not rich. I mean, I worked for everything I got. Nobody gave me anything, and if they did, I'm not going to turn it down either. That's a good deal too. If somebody says, "Here, take that house," I don't want to. Shit, I'm taking it. So,
Lag says JOB. You know what that stands for, right?
What's that? JOB?
JOB. That's jump over backwards for somebody else.
No, it's just over broke.
Just over broke.
Yeah, but I'm a machinist when I come for years, and then I got a boiler operator license to get into this hospital. I did what I was supposed to do. I was going back to school at 40-some years old to get the multi-craft job. That's what they call me. It's like a millwright. So that's what I went to, a millwright school. And I had 3 little kids, and I'm going to school. So you'll make time if you want to advance. If you don't want to advance and complain, well, then sit back and complain. So,
yeah.
I've told the story before, but I don't think you've heard it. A friend of mine's family owned Burger King franchises, and they had a bunch of them. And his grandfather bought his Burger King franchise when Burger King first started franchising. So he got his for near nothing. And they sold the whole shebang a few years back because they just could not keep employees. And at one point, they had 15 stores, and each month they were writing like 700 checks. And that would be like 700 employees. And he said because most of their people that work for him was over 65 years old. And Moselle would come in. She would come in at 5 o'clock in the morning and start biscuits. But at 10 o'clock, she was out the door. And because she had circle meetings or some stuff to get to. And he said that was fine. He said it's not like somebody sitting there writing out all these paychecks. They push a button and it prints them out. But most of their employees were over 65 years old because they're the ones that said, we can work these days, this hours, and they showed up instead of people not showing up for their shift and whatnot. A bigger franchisor heard that they were thinking about selling and bought them out. And then they started screwing around with the employees, and they ended up closing half the stores because they didn't have anybody to work because people like Moselle wasn't going to, work 10 hours a day. She only wanted to work her 4 hours a day. And so I think it's a case where people want to work, they'll do something. And people that, being just because you're 65 doesn't mean you have to quit working.
Absolutely not. I would like to do what I'm doing now, though. If I wasn't working and every day I look at, like this morning, I went to an estate sale and I did good. Yesterday I had a clean out and I did real good. It's a pre-clean out. I get to go in the houses with a buddy of mine and we get to grab anything we want except the furniture. So, and plus yard sales and thrift stores and all that. I think I can make a living, but I just don't have the, to just say, okay, today I'm going to do it. I'm done working. I'm going to do something I like the rest of my life. So,
hi, Deb.
Does your kids help you with clean outs and whatnot?
No, we don't. We all the clean outs. I'm not. It's just me and that guy. My kids, they worked in Maine for the summer. I'm picking one up at the airport. I picked one up 2 days ago at the airport. They came home. They're counselors. My daughter's now this is her first year in school teaching. So she's a school teacher starting next week.
Right.
That's her career for now. Because she just graduated. Then the other one's still in college. And the young one is what the young ones do. They just, bounce off walls and act crazy. And he's 15. So I don't.
Is it a he or a she?
No, one he is the young one. The two daughters are both going to be school teachers, and they're great kids. I did well. My wife did well. Somebody did well because I have good kids. So
right,
I did what I was supposed to do.
Tell him to put on his sneakers and let's go clean out a storage unit.
Yeah. You know what? I thought about if I retire, or no, if I go to that next thing like my main man Mark does. I'm not going to break stuff. He's already he's got that on his videos, unless I break it back picking up stuff. But I would try that maybe down the future. I think there's a lot of competition in my area for that, so that's slim pickings.
Yeah, I've done 12, 15 storage units, and it's a hit or miss game, man. Two of the units I just killed it on. But 8 of the units I did pretty good. But then there were 3 or 4 that was just, every bit of it was just garbage.
I've been given some. I've
If
gone.
I was gonna do it again, I would not get one that's got a mattress in it or a refrigerator or something big like that. It's just too hard at my age.
Yeah, I don't want to do those. That's why I like these clean outs is a good gig because, like I said, we just pull up, go in, and start loading our cars, and we don't have to throw one thing in the dumpster. The real clean out guys do all that. We just save all kinds of things from the dumpster, and I've found some really great stuff the last 8 years. I mean, good stuff too. So it's a lot of fun.
Is that where you got Charlie McCarthy back there behind you?
Yeah, he's been with me since I started YouTube, and so I throw him in the things. It's just me being silly.
That'd be fun if you hired somebody to go work him and start talking right in the middle.
I've tried.
Right in the
I've
middle
had
of while you're
like,
live, Charlie just starts talking.
yeah, that
That
would
would
be nice.
That would be spooky and scary.
It'd be clever, that's for sure. But some way would say he's fell over a few times, but that's because he just gets a little off balance. Or me, one time I jumped up with a cramp. I think that made him fall off the table one time.
You startled him.
Well, that just happens at our age. You just be
Oh, it
sitting there
did.
at your computer, and all of a sudden your leg cramps. And you go, "Oh crap!
Oh my
Ow!"
God! I flew out. I had to end the thing. I was getting muscle spasm. I got a muscle spasm. Jumped up, sat back down, got another one. I said, "That's it. Show's over."
Yeah, I mean, I do this morning show, but the doc's one of my things for high blood pressure is a diuretic pill. So a lot of times I just go, "I'll be right back. I got to go pee."
Oh, I do the 2 and 2 all the time because I do later night lives and I call it 2 and 2 and I drink Miller Lite beer and just shoot the crap. It's always just like we're doing right now, having fun. If I got to pee, I just get up. I said I'll be back 2 and 2, and they all hang out. I got my hardcore people in there. So have a lot of fun.
I bet you Sadie thinks that's sacrilegious drinking that. He's a Bud Light man, I think.
Oh,
you ever met Jenny, Harry?
Terrier? Oh, my man.
She's a red-headed Boston Terrier.
Yeah. I got boxers.
Boxers are cute dogs.
Yeah.
They're big, though.
This is the first female I had. She's a sweetheart. They're all the same, though. They're pretty wild, and then they pass away, and it's like you lost a family member. And
Jenny's a little 20-pounder. She didn't like being up here on the desk. What's the matter, huh? You gonna snort for him? Hmm?
So what's all behind? It's Tom. I think is it Tom Queen City Picker? What do you have? Comic books? Is it postcards or just
a little bit of everything?
Okay.
Excuse me. A little bit of everything.
Okay.
I'm not too picky.
Tom has a great inventory system. On the boxes, it says box A, box B, box C. I mean, they're all box. Why does he have to put box on it? Why didn't he just put A on it, B on it, C on it?
It's organization.
I have none, so at least you're
organized. We can tell it's a box, Tom. If you can't tell it's a box.
Okay, don't be picking on me just because Harry's on here now.
He has to write the word box on each box. Hey, Tom, if you get totes, will you label them tote A, tote B, tote?
No, because it's just easier to just go out to the Staples and grab a couple more 10 packs of these boxes and replace what I need instead of replacing all of them.
I've given Tom a hard time about that for years.
Like, I wish they were full of cash.
Yeah,
I wish they were full of gold like Todd.
Well, he's a stacker. So are you a coin collector, Todd?
Me?
I'm not a collector. I'm a saver.
Okay.
I just buy gold and silver to save, so I go for the cheapest. You know, there's collectors that will spend $10,000 on a 1-ounce coin because
it's the Carson.
It's a collector's item. I would not call me a collector at all. I'm just a stacker. I just buy it for the ounces. It's just a savings.
Yeah, that's part of my problem. I'm a collector, hoarder, part-time reseller, but I got some stuff. There's no doubt about it. I've got a little bit of silver. It's well guarded, people, if you're going to rob me. No, that's silver smart. I know that it'll always be worth something. That's for sure.
Yeah, I've got my locations. I keep my stuff, and I got Mr. Mossberg, and I've got Mr. Smith and Wesson, and I've got
Yeah, I
Mr.
got Mr.
Remington,
Ithaca.
and
Yeah.
Well, listen
Mr.
to Todd.
Ithaca, a dog, and I'm an ugly dude, so that's going to scare him right off the bat.
right off the
One or the
bat,
other.
boxers.
Listen to
I don't-
Todd. Todd's got this big ass vault down in his basement that when you're going down the stairs, if you step on the wrong end of the wrong step, it all becomes a sliding board and sends you down to a pit full of piranhas.
Yeah,
And if you make it down through that, you got to go across the wobbly bridge where there's a pool full of sharks down there.
Good idea.
Indiana Jones movies have nothing on my
That's right.
on
You
my
get
protection system.
then you get to the big vault, and
The Vault of Doom.
you got to sit there and you got to be man enough to turn that big old wheel on that door. Don't give Todd don't. He's got a good security system.
Yeah, and several of them. I keep my stuff in several places.
Well, the good thing is the stuff I have, I don't think people are going to break in and steal Fenton glass or glass insulators. They might take the Hot Wheels. That would make me cry, but other than that, typewriters, they're not going to take them. I'll be all right.
No, my main vault is at the bottom of the deep end of my pool with a camouflage tent over it. Yep.
I got to look at the phone. I see the chat so I can see if anybody's asking any questions. I don't want to touch any of these buttons because I'm used to StreamYard, and that took me forever to figure out. So I don't want to touch this one.
This one looks a lot like StreamYard.
I'll end up in your basement on the wobbly bridge.
Shh, Deb,
See,
don't talk about. Everybody knows that Todd has cans of money buried in his backyard.
That's a good thing. It's what they did in the olden days in the first depression, man. But those old people, they didn't use a bank again. They had it hidden all over the house.
My grandmother, she kept money between her mattresses.
Yep. You go in and clean out a house and you see that Band-Aid, that little metal Band-Aid thing, you shake it, there's always money and jewelry in there. Every time. It's not band that's habit, man. You pick that thing up, I said, there you go. Dude, there's some gold, probably.
the little tin that says Band-Aid on it.
Yeah. The little Band-Aid tins. They always had money in their freezer. That was a good spot. And that's where my parents had theirs. See my pop open the freezer because he was laying carpet. And he'd pull out all them to go buy the next roll. Kept it in the freezer.
I went to clean out a storage unit one time I bought, and they had a bunch of no sales. And the manager of the facility said, Tom, if you want to go through, if you want to clean this thing out, which there weren't a lot of stuff in it, that's the reason they didn't sell. If you want to clean this thing out and take it out to the dumpster, you can have whatever you want to out of it. So I said, sure. So there was like 3 of them. And one of them had, the big water jugs, like 5-gallon water jugs.
Yep.
One of those was half full of quarters that was under a bunch of clothes. So I just stuck those in the back of my car, my truck, and moved on. But he.
You're talking about those old dugout, those water jugs, those metal ones that were round?
Well, no, these were this one was a plastic one.
Plastic one, still, that's a lot of.
Yeah, it's like 5 gallons of water.
Yeah, that's
anyway. It's about half. It was half full of it. So I sat down and went through all the coins, looking for silver coins and that type of stuff, and just rolled up the rest of them.
Hey, Scan, how you doing?
Buried them.
We got a great guest on here today, Harry Humstone.
Thank you for having.
Welcome to the Old Fart Chat.
We got to build that over 55 nation up. Because now I'm like a sophomore there. I used to be a freshman. So now when I pull into the over 55 communities for the yard sales, I got to say that I'm a sophomore now. I could be on the board of directors.
Oh, God.
Yeah. You know, you get to the point where you can get that free coffee at Wendy's. You know, that's pretty good. One of the benefits.
They're the benefits I kind of don't want. Just so I'm not in pain when I'm walking and stuff, and that's pretty much. I'm in pretty good shape, so that's one benefit I have.
Yeah,
So far.
I got on. Here's the treadmill. I've been back on it for. I've done 10 days out of the last 11, so I need to whip it back into shape a little bit. So
yeah, I got to escape from the beer. I have maybe 6 or 8 beers, and then I want to raid the refrigerator. It's like smoking pot. I guess you get the munchies. I get the beer munchies. So, and that's how I get the stomach that goes with it.
yeah.
It's,
Tom and I know about stomachs too.
Yeah. You know, and the thing about it is like you go to bed, you feel fine, you go to bed. The next morning, that old saying about I slept wrong pops up and you can just barely roll out of bed. And you don't know why, because you didn't sleep any different than you normally did.
No, I'm not getting. I wake up because my age makes me wake up with the morning tea. So
Yeah.
there's no choice. That's what gets me. And then it's like always 6 o'clock or 6:30. So this morning slept to 6. So got up, knew there was an estate sale, went to it, got what I wanted, and came back home. So it wasn't a bad morning at all.
It's
What
all platforms do you sell on, Harry?
Just eBay and Facebook Marketplace.
Okay.
I'll get more in the Facebook Marketplace after, like I said, this is the first year I really have to pay attention to taxes.
What's that new? I forget now. What's the
Whatnot?
new? Whatnot.
No, I don't do the online auctions yet. I probably should, but I'd like to get away from eBay eventually because they take 12%.
You know Chad the Golden Finger Picker?
Do I know Chad? I'm not sure if I do or not. I don't think I do.
Oh, what rock have you been under? No, I'm teasing, but yeah, he's
Has he
an
got
old.
the real good-looking wife?
Oh,
yeah.
Well.
Okay, I've seen him before.
She's very pretty.
But then we all have really good-looking wives.
Yes, that's him and his wife are both on the channel together.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he got on Whatnot, and I went to his auction. I bought a few things. This is his card that he sent along. I just wanted to try to buy on Whatnot because I'd never done it, and Chad was doing it. So he sold me a pair of old prescription glasses.
Yeah.
I was hoping they're gold, but they're not. They're plated.
12K gold filled.
Yeah, it's just a gold filled top.
Yeah, that's the last pair I got with a gold filled. I couldn't see them when I picked them up, so I took a shot.
I bought a pair of sugar tongs from him. I was hoping those were silver, but they're plated. So, but that's okay. I just wanted to buy a couple of things from him and see what it was like to buy something on Whatnot. It seemed to all go pretty smooth. So I may try selling some stuff on there.
He uses pirate ship to ship that stuff to you, or?
No, I think there's a shipping service with Whatnot.
Oh, really? Okay.
You just click on ship after you've sold the items. You just click on their
shipping
link. If you buy more than one item during the auction, it actually groups all of them together. And
that sounds pretty easy.
So yeah, and then you just print out a shipping label right from there, just like And Whatnot automatically charges the customer the shipping, whatever it costs.
It was Scott yesterday. It was Scott yesterday that said that he does some sourcing through them, isn't it? Wasn't it?
Yeah, he's done. And Scott, the bearded picker, he's also done. Harry, do you know Scott, the bearded picker?
No, I might. I'm not quite sure. I've been under that rock too long. I know of some of the big channels I don't really pay attention to because they kind of.
He's got a good sized channel.
Yeah, if they got real large, like I know Cincinnati Picker. He's actually been on my show one time, but I watch some of them. I try to stay with the people I kind of came in with, that little group there. But I've probably seen the bearded picker. There's a lot, and there are a few bearded pickers out there.
Scott's been around. Go ahead.
There's another one that's called the Bearded Thrift Machine or something like that.
Yeah, I think there's a few bearded guys out there.
Scott's the one who did that one where he went to Walmart and bought all the Monopoly for millennials and made a ton of money, and then all of a sudden everybody tried it because he got like 1.5 million views on that video.
Wow.
But
yeah, a viral one.
They only did a small number of those. So everybody was scrambling looking for them because they only made a small number of them. The next year they came out with another one that was specialty like that, and they were everywhere.
Yeah, you can't hardly give those games away now, but
yeah. What was that?
He was buying them for $20 a piece and selling them for like $60.
Yeah.
And he had like 300 of them.
Yeah.
But he got in and out before the price crashed on them.
But they they started running out. You couldn't find them anywhere.
Yeah, I stick to the antiques. I kind of got my eye for antiques and glass, and
that's why he's on Todd's show this morning.
No, but Coleman Lanterns, I do well with that stuff. I mean, I've got stuff.
I've got 8 Coleman Lanterns sitting over there. I need to clean up and.
Oh my God!
Enlist.
I've got a couple. There you can see them back here, but I've got them all over the place. I've probably got about 50 of them. But anytime I put them on, they sell quick, and so I'll slowly sell them as my wife pokes me more and more. Come on, you got to move this stuff. You got to move this stuff. But there's stuff all around here. I mean, as you can see, that case is full of insulators and Hot Wheels and those old lead soldiers, the ones that you used to chew on when you was a kid, and it gave you a little lead in your pencil, stuff like that.
Yeah. Todd will post stuff in our Facebook group about, I bought this and that and the other. And we have a resident power seller. And when I say power seller, I'm not talking about YouTube. I'm talking about, Todd, what she lists about 50 to 100 things a day. I mean, how she makes her living. Anyway, she'll say, Todd, when are you going to get that listed? When are you going to get that listed? And do you ever get it listed, Todd? No.
Good. Sorry, I had to go pee.
Oh, did you?
What?
I said, Bridget, you'll post on Facebook that you bought some fabulous item, and Bridget will say, well, you need to get it listed.
I know.
And you're like, I will, and it's still gathering dust.
Hey, I am a big fan. You should see all the golf clubs I got, and that was from one day. That's it.
Wow.
And I picked up thousands of golf clubs for free. That was one of my major scores of all time. Wow. There's still shelves of them out in my garage, and they sell. They just take time.
Yeah, I would do a lot of buying. My buying is way better than my selling. It's like, okay.
Todd needs a store.
Here's some of my eBay room.
Yeah, that's how I like it. Mine too.
Just piles and piles of stuff.
That's my basement and garage. That's my garage, definitely. Somebody I'm walking my dog and the dude stuck these nice metal shelves out. I mean, nice ones. These things cost money for the recycle day, and they're not going to take that. So I got my wife, and I said, threw the leash down, said, grab your leash, and the dog grabbed the leash, and we carried the shelf home. So now I'm ready for more inventory.
Nice. Oh my gosh.
Todd needs his own little store so he can just put stuff on, put a price on it, stick it on a shelf, and leave it till somebody walks in and buys it.
I just want a building. That's what I want. If my son wasn't here, I would take the whole basement. I'd be satisfied. But now
Gwen wants me to build a building. I'm like, oh, gosh,
yeah, building. You could get one. Give me one of those double-sized sheds, and I'll fill that son of a gun quick. But the thing is, if people like me, I'll fill that, and then I want another one, and that ends up. Then by the time it's all over, I'll croak, and somebody's going to be stuck with it all. And then all the next generation resellers will be at my house. Oh, give me.
Yeah.
Your wife or child will just jump online and saying, "I'm having a sale. I'm selling off Daddy's crap. Be here at 10 o'clock."
Nobody here is a collector of anything. They don't want to. They have no interest, and that's fine. Just they leave me alone. That's the most important thing. Is let me do my hobby. I actually make money at my hobby. I don't go golfing and lose money. I don't go fishing and lose money. I go out and buy antiques.
Yeah, you have to let some of this stuff go, or it starts taking over.
Yeah, well, this is your, I kind of count it as a retirement thing. Hopefully we can still do it. They don't come up with some kind of way to cut us out, because I've got so much stuff. I really do. I could have 2,000 listings in a month if I opened an eBay store.
Dang.
Easily.
Well, that's a good thing that certain people are not in the show this morning, or she'd be saying, well, you need to get it listed.
I got over 200 and some listings. I'm close to the 250, which are allowed. But right. I'm a slow moving. I'm a marathon dude. I'm not the sprinter. I'm the marathon. I'm going slow and steady. So it's working.
It's that's the thing about people in this industry. They seem to just get overrun with storage units and storage buildings, and their basements are overflowing.
I'm not overflowing. Mine is an organized mess. I'll put it that way. There's only a few things down there I can't find, and all the rest I know where it's at. I'm still looking for them few things I can't find either, but they're down there somewhere. I'll come across them sooner or later.
Poor Todd. His wife retired, and she worked him like a dog for about the first month, getting his crap cleaned out from the, it spilled over into the living room and the dining room and to the guest bedrooms. And
I like the lag I think that's LAG, the lag dude with the Eagles thing. He put Harry the Humpback Turtle. Yeah, that's me, Cecil Turtle. But he did win. He beat Bugs Bunny. Just remember that. Good old cartoons. You don't believe me? Look at it on YouTube. I'm sure it's not allowed to play on regular TV anymore.
Yeah. I got stuff stacked everywhere, but I got an auction local auction ending Sunday. This is this new stuff I'm buying. I got 2 pages of lots I'm bidding on.
And is that on what? Is that on eBay? Or just
this is stuff I'm buying from an online auction.
Okay. You know, I've looked at those and I've actually bidded a couple times, but I didn't win. But I know that's another way of sourcing too. We got that auction zip, so there's all kinds of what is that one called? Oh God, I forget, but it's an online one and they're all over. I'm in the Philadelphia area, so those auctions are every they last a week, and then you go pick it up at the place. And I forget what the hell the thing's called.
Storage treasures?
No, God darn it. Everybody knows the name too. And
anything but the house, or everything but the house?
No, it's
Auction Zip.
Yeah, well, Auction Zip carries them all. So
okay.
You go on there and you can see 50 auctions in your area, which we probably have 100 in our area, plus all the estate sales. And this is an estate sale deal, but it's 7 days. God darn it! What? God, something by I forget what the hell it is. See, there's a problem with drinking beer. Brain cells do disappear, and you will forget things.
I know what you're talking about. I'm trying. It's not high bid, is it?
Max sold. Max sold. There it goes. It's there. Max sold. It's called. So that's big in my area.
Have you tried high bid?
The high bid's on there. Yeah, that pops up. I haven't gotten into it too much because if I see something that's 50 miles away, I want to be able to pick up 20 things instead of just winning one, and then you got to go get it. This
is my favorite auction I buy from. It's in Killeen, Texas, which is where Fort Hood military base is. So they get tons of military surplus stuff. So I made thousands and thousands from this auction.
Look for the Coleman military lanterns if they ever pop up, because those are hot. They sell nicely.
I'm watching. I look through high bid at local auctions on high bid, and I've talked to Todd about it before, because you know, like gold coins or jewelry, they always put the ounces of it on there, and if you look at the value of the gold, it's the auction price that it's going for currently is way higher than what the gold value. And I asked Todd, I said, is that because people are collecting them? And that makes them more valuable.
Yeah, there it is. That's a military lantern right there. Yeah, mine's right here.
Speak of the devil.
This was a brand new one right out of the box.
Wow.
I have another one out in the garage, but these go for probably 80 to 150, sometimes a little bit more. Just make sure that you take this off and put a little box, and then ship it out in one big box, and they do well.
Yep. I just got to get them cleaned up and listed.
Yeah, that's funny and if they're gonna just put, if you use that plunger there, and if it goes in hard, then it has you say, okay, it builds pressure untested. They'll just take it apart to people to buy these, and they'll clean it right up, and bam, they'll have it running in no time.
Yeah, there's whole big YouTube channels about fixing Coleman Lanterns.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you who really, I sold them to Asia. The Asians, like in Japan and stuff, they love them things. They get shipped to that hub, and then they go across seas. They'll buy them. So it's an easy. You get them for $5 and $10 at yard sales, and I know which ones I want and how to kind of look at them and pick them right up.
Yeah, I got 2 of these at that same auction.
Yeah, I would buy those all day long, especially if I can get them for $5 or $10.
When I was a kid, we tent camped, and my dad had a couple of those lanterns, and they were not always the easiest thing to light.
Yeah, some could be a pain, but they got that sound once they light. That's pretty. It just takes me back to that time.
And they are so bright.
Now they've got fluorescent ones that just You flick the switch and it comes on, but it's not the
Yeah.
same. It's not the same. It's not.
No.
Roderick, I have to get out of here.
Yeah, it's time.
Yep.
We
That's
usually, Harry, we usually try to shut off by 9, but
Or 10
yeah.
for the real
Let
world.
me hang out for a little.
yeah.
That's great. I'm glad I came on. I'd like to come on again. Maybe
Yeah,
one of these days if I'm
anytime.
ever off. I'll if you open that chat, I'll pop in there and talk to you. Like,
Yeah, just
it's a lot of fun.
Just you know the drill. Subscribe and
Yep.
ring the bell.
You got it.
So
Usually,
yeah.
between our two channels, we usually throw as a link to come in and chat, all the time, because you run out of stuff to talk. Todd's memory's not as good as he used to be. So
I've forgotten more great stories.
And when I do mine, I'm good for about an hour and a half. I can sling out some bull crap and I make up stuff, and it's never usually about reselling. It's probably I do those top 10 things, and it's just fun. That's all I do. It's have fun.
If Tara was on here, it's no telling where we end up.
Yep.
Because she is good to help keep the conversation going. And I
her
say that
husband Jim is the best storyteller in America.
Do what?
Her Tara's husband Jim is the best storyteller in America.
That boy, it's lucky he's alive with some of the stuff that he's done in his past.
I know.
So anyway, I got to get out.
All right,
of here.
folks. Thanks for coming on. We're going to end the broadcast if I can figure out how to do it. Thank you, Harry.
Thank you a lot for letting me.
Thanks,
pop
Harry.
in.
It's nice meeting you.
This is the first time that I've ever gotten to chat with Harry live. That's awesome. Thank
I'll
you for
have to
coming
check
on.
out Queen City's. I could have swore I'm subbed to you, but I will be now. I'll check you out. So thank you so much.
All right.
Bye,
see y'all Monday. We'll be back on Monday at 8. Bye.
Bye.
Peace.